Hi, this is Travis from Green Grow Hydro Seeding, just doing another update on this garden box experiment. I planted 4 different types of seed mixes, and then we're just going to do about an update every 2 to 3 weeks. So this first box here is the cabin mix. It is about 9 weeks old, so just over 2 months, and it's doing fantastic. As I described in an earlier video, it's designed specifically for drought tolerant, low maintenance areas like orchards, cabins, next to roadsides, water tanks, and steep slopes that maybe are difficult to mow. And so the grass never gets over 8 or 9 inches tall, so it's a great grass to kind of, give some bare watering and fertilizing. And at times, if you can mow it, it can look really good, but you don't necessarily have to. It's a nice native grass. This is, you'll notice this is not as thick and tall as the other grasses, but again, that's by design. One other thing you'll notice here, if Karen can zoom in here, you'll notice that this is a dry spot, okay? Now, in that first month, it is so critical, especially in the hot summer months, that if you see an area that is behind the rest of the areas, if you catch it within the first 2 weeks, and drag a hose off the house and add water to it once or twice a day by hand, or fix it with an extra sprinkler head or an adjustment, then it will catch up and fill in and it will look great. I did not do that in this corner, kind of on purpose to illustrate a point that we deal with on a lot of our lawns, that 80 or 90% of it will come in fantastic, but there will just be 1 or 2 little dry spots, and people will get concerned or be frustrated, but it's just that they did not catch it early enough. And I can't stress enough, even if you don't know how to do sprinkler adjustments or whatever, don't be afraid to walk out there, add a sprinkler head with the hose, and fix it with a Band-Aid fix with your garden hose. Moving on to the second box here. This is the Cache Valley mix or Utah mix. It's a 80-20 bluegrass to perennial rye mix. It is comparable to sod, and it is a fantastic mix. This is only about 5 to 6 weeks old, and it is already 6, 7, 8 inches in most spots, and it is ready for being mowed. It is, 70 to 80% cheaper than most sod out there, and you can see even at 6 weeks, it's ready to be mowed and walked on. They say with sod to stay off of it for 4 or 5 weeks while you're watering it heavily, and as it's transplanting its roots. You can see with this, you're only maybe 1 or 2 weeks behind, and it can look fantastic as well and be ready for use. Third box here, this is the Premium Elite Mix. This is our nicest Kentucky Bluegrass blend. It's got a darker, nicer color. It's higher ranking for disease resistance, wear and tear, getting green real quick in the spring. And it is the nicest, most expensive mix we offer. So if you're really picky, this would be an upgrade to the other Kentucky Bluegrass mix we offer. This is a 90-10 blend with 90% Kentucky Bluegrass, 10% perennial rye, and it looks good as well. I've cut it here with just a pair of scissors just to show that when it's mowed, it looks absolutely fantastic. This looks a little wild, but that's just because it's hard to get a mower in here. This is closer to the 8 or 9 week stage as well. And you can see here, even in this area that I've cut, it is a good 8 inches deep, which means this could have been mowed 2 or 3 times, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Last box here is the Tall Fescue mix. This mix, right now the blade is pretty thin, but as it gets older and more mature, it will have a blade about 3 times wider than Kentucky Bluegrass. Some people like that, some people don't like it. When it's all thicker bladed, it will blend and look good. I have it at my house in an area and it looks fantastic. It's more resistant to grubs, it's more drought tolerant. Its root system can go 4 times deeper than bluegrass. We're talking 2, 3, 4 feet in the right soils. And so it's a great option as well. You can learn more on our website and call us for more information. But the big thing I wanted to close with is, with us, we're really trying to manage expectations. Some of our clients, they see these videos, and if their lawn doesn't look the exact same at 6, 8, 9 weeks, they're frustrated or even mad, and and wondering why it didn't look as good. And what I would say is there's 4 things that are absolutely critical if you want perfect results with HydroSeed. If you want perfect results, then that means you have to do a perfect job. You can't miss on any key factor. So the 4 key factors are this. Number 1, how you prepare the soil. Are you bringing in topsoil? If so, how much? Are you tilling the soil? If so, how deep? Obviously, the more topsoil, like these garden boxes, that's a huge advantage. This is really nice. 10 inches of premium topsoil. That's very rare with most people's lawns. And also how deep are you tilling it? If you're only harrowing or tilling the top inch, the roots are gonna get to 1 inch real quick, but then they're gonna struggle to get real deep. Are you adding compost or peat or other things to increase the organic matter, things of that nature? So the ground prep and soil quality is absolutely crucial. Second step or key factor is timing. When are you planting it? Are you planting it in the prime times of March, April, May? Or are you planting it June, July, or October? June, July can be really hot and have a higher chance of stress or fungus. October, November, obviously very cold and it's not going to grow fast. But if you're planting in the prime months, March, April, May, August, September, you're typically going to have a really good experience. Third key factor would be watering, and I referenced that earlier, but 99% of the problems we face are small little pockets where it's getting some water, but not as much as other areas. If you have a spot that's behind schedule, I almost guarantee it's either getting too much water or more than not too little water, and it's a little on the dry side. And then the 4th thing would just be a good regular fertilizer program and weed control program. We offer a first-year program. I highly encourage our clients to purchase that program, and we come out on a monthly basis to do the services it needs at the right time with the right amount of chemicals, with the right amount of training and equipment that we use. You can see here we have a lot of weeds in this specific box, some in a few of these other boxes. My clients get so worried about weeds, and it's the least thing they should be concerned with, really, because it's the easiest thing to fix. Once the lawn is about 10 to 13 weeks old, depending on how well it's matured and temperature and other factors, we'll do 1 weed spray, and it really doesn't matter if you have 20,000 weeds or 10 weeds. We're going to kill all of them, and it's not a big deal, and it's going to be weed free and perfect.